Today, I'm on a campus here in San Diego helping them with their curricular approach. This beautiful space, this beautiful room helps bring the energy and the sunlight. And of course, my luck, a little bit of a foggy, cloudy day here in San Diego, but we're making the most of it. I'm here working with this campus around their curricular approach and helping them launch their curricular approach. One of the things we've been talking about is the value and the transformation in having intentionality, clarity, alignment, and integration. Today, I want to talk about those pieces, how they can help you, they can serve you, and how you can bring them about. As we think about a curricular approach, I often talk about the benefits of the results. We often hear conduct going down, persistence and retention going up, increased professional engagement, so many more. But there's this more macro view of greater intentionality, clarity, alignment, and integration. Of course, those words sound great, but they can really be transformative. I want to take each one of these at a time and talk about how transformative they can be and how you can bring them into your work. Let's begin with intentionality. It is so rare to have the time to think. So many of us are so busy doing the next thing on our to-do list, the next meeting, the next tactic, the next event. We don't have time to think. And a curricular approach really sets aside that time to think. And that doesn't have to be long or extensive. It can be 30 seconds or 2 minutes to begin a meeting to get in the right mindset to really help us think with intentionality. That intentionality, when we're doing it collectively, helps all of us bring that clarity, alignment, and integration. So you're having the time to think, a shared sense of purpose, and how do we align with that collectively can be incredibly powerful. It can be rare and so tough to find if it's not built into your structures and your systems like a curricular approach does. The next one is clarity, and we all want clarity in our work, but too often in the busyness and the mayhem and the reactivity and the crisis and the next issue and the next challenge and the next limitation, we don't take time to step back and be clear. And if we do take time, it's about my clarity. Where do I want to focus? Or my organization, or my department, or my function. What a curricular approach does is help us come together to co-create together clarity of purpose. And we have that shared clarity, particularly in a curricular approach with our ed priority, our learning goals, our learning outcomes. That shared language, that shared purpose, that shared direction can just be incredibly powerful in aligning our actions. When students start to hear the same language around self-awareness, around community engagement again and again and again through many different aspects of their student experience, it really starts to sing for them. And they start talking about it at breakfast when we're not there or walking in between classes. That shared clarity among us and the shared language with students really helps things start to sing. And then the alignment. When we have these intentionality and clarity, we can start to align that across functions, across operations, across staff, across student experiences. It starts to be integrated throughout. That shared language, seeing these things come up again and again, integrating the puzzle pieces together rather than competing with those folks. How do we connect with them? How do we get out of our way and align this with the student experience? And then integration. How are we integrating between the first year and the second year, between move-in and orientation, between the academic experience and beyond the classroom, between the well-being they hear about in the counseling center and in the residence halls and the well-being they hear about or see in the rec center or their fitness classes? How do we integrate this in? And how do we integrate this into the student experience? Too often we're thinking about how do we want to teach this or what event do we want to put in? It's a real shift to think about what would be the best way for students to learn this. Where are they already struggling with this issue? And how do we go to them at that time in the right way so that they're looking for it rather than us having to convince them this is important, this is valuable to you. Find out when they're wrestling and struggling and go there and move them forward. I've worked with more than 100 campuses to launch their curricular approach, and the real value and transformation I've seen in bringing this intentionality, clarity, alignment, and integration is so powerful. In many ways, it's counterculture to how we've been socialized and how we've done higher education. Taking that time to be thoughtful, to bring collective clarity, to align this across the organization, across the student experience, and integrate it in to where students are already navigating, what they're already struggling with, and their whole experience beyond the classroom can be quite powerful. If you're thinking about considering our curricular approach, happy to talk with you. If you're ready to launch your curricular approach, Let's schedule some virtual workshops in 2 days, just like this, to help you launch your curricular approach. If I can be helpful with your curricular approach, let's connect.